What is going on, everybody? Nick Costa here, and welcome to this video lesson on groove number 4 from the 8th note pattern section of the groove library from the Zildjian drum set method. In this video, you're going to learn groove number 4 from the 8th note pattern section of the groove library. Once you get familiar with it, you're then going to see some examples on how you can move that dominant hand around the kit to help shape the groove. I'm excited to get into this with all of you, so let's get started. All right, so before we dive into groove number 4, let's head back to groove number 1 for a second. The one where you're playing the bass drum on beats 1 and 3. Yeah, so you're gonna take that groove, but you're gonna add an additional bass drum to the end of beat 2. Just by doing that, you now have groove number 4. So once again, your dominant hand is playing an 8th note subdivision, and it's gonna be played on the ride cymbal. Your non-dominant hand will be on the snare drum. Now, in order to play this groove, you're gonna play the bass drum and the ride cymbal together on beat 1. You are then going to play the ride cymbal by itself on the end of beat 1. Play both of your hands on beat 2, and the bass drum and the ride cymbal on the end of beat 2. Now for beat 3, you're playing the bass drum and the ride cymbal together. Then you're playing the ride cymbal by itself on the end of beat 3. Play both of your hands for beat 4. And then finally the ride cymbal by itself on the end of beat 4. Now to get familiar with this groove, let's take it nice and slow. Play along with me for the next 16 measures at 60 BPM. 1, 2, ready, and... All right, so now that you've had the opportunity to give this groove a shot, let's go ahead and try it again. Play along with me one more time for 16 measures. This time, however, we're going to increase the tempo to 75 BPM. 1, 2, ready, and... All right, so now that you've had that opportunity to play the dominant hand on the ride cymbal, it's time to move it over to the hi-hat. Now in this configuration, once again, play along with me for 16 measures, but we're going to increase the tempo one more time to 85 BPM. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. 1, 2, ready, and... All right, so now that you've had that opportunity to play your dominant hand on both the ride cymbal and the hi-hat, it's time to experiment with where that dominant hand and how it's played in order to help shape the groove. Now, this is the part of the lesson where you get to work on your improvisational and musicianship skills. And although I want you to be creative and come up with your own ideas, here are just a few examples to get you started. I'm going to play the groove for 24 measures at 100 BPM. 1, 2, ready, and... All right, so to recap, in this video lesson, you learned groove number 4 from the 8th note pattern section of the groove library from the Zildjian drum set method. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, and either myself or someone from Zildjian will try and help out in any way that we can. And while you're here on the Zildjian Learning Zone YouTube channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. That way you're notified of any additional content that gets uploaded to the channel. Finally, if you haven't done so already, I highly recommend that you check out the educational section of Zildjian's website. There you're going to find a ton of helpful content for either yourself or that drummer in your life progressing their journey. And that is it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hopefully you've gotten something from it. And until next time, see you later.